Hey everyone, so I thought I'd do a quick comparison sort of video. I'll compare these two yo-yos. So you've got the MagicYoyo Z01 Focus from MagicYoyo obviously, and then you've got the MagicYoyo The Chosen, Z02 The Chosen, and the Z01, which is this one. So if we look at the stats, this is the Z01, diameter 56mm, width 44, gap width is 4.5, and the weight is 63.5. So, I mean, I think that's all pretty standard stuff, but we'll compare that with the Z02 now. So the Z02, diameter 57, so 1mm difference there. Width is 44.6mm, so only marginally different there. Gap width exactly the same, and weight slightly heavier, but probably just because it's a little bit bigger. I get asked about yo-yos a lot, obviously. Which yo-yo should I get, which yo-yo do I like, and things like that. And I thought I'd do this comparison because actually, you know, I love both these yo-yos, but I love them both for completely different reasons, really. And actually, although on paper the differences are quite small, I think they play slightly differently. You know, I'll talk about why later on, and then maybe I'll do like a sort of a play with them, and we'll do some tricks at the end. So if you want to hang around for that, that'll be awesome. But basically, these are the two Magic-Yoyos that I use a lot, and you'll see them all in my tricks. Recently, I've been using this one a little bit more, but you know, I use them both. The other thing that I will say is that there is the Z03, which has come out yet. I haven't had a chance to get my hands on one. I haven't been sent one of those yet from MagicYoyo, which is a bit of a shame because I'm looking forward to it, and I'm intrigued to know how different it is comparing that one to this one. So if we look at the stats, basically they're not a lot different, but if I compare them side by side, you can see slight difference between the size. I don't know if you can see that. Ignore the little ding there, a battle wound as it were. But if you look at the size of the yo-yo, actually the Z01, like a millimeter difference, and if you look on paper, that's definitely the case. And then if you set them side by side like this, actually not massively different. You can see that the Z02 here has a slightly wider gap. It's a bit more, you see that? It's a bit more of a triangle. It's a bit more butterfly with the Z01. You can see that there. And yeah, so that's a little bit of a difference there. The rims are very similar. The gap in the yo-yo, I don't know if we can see that. Let's take the string off. Hang on a minute. There we go. So with the Z01, you've just got the response pad in there, which is the clear response pad. That's the gap there. Now there's both standard same size bearings, but you have the plastic sort of bit next to the response pad on the Z02. Now retail wise, this one, Z01, if we do it in dollars, because that's the same as the MagicYoyo website, this is $39.99, and this one here is around the $50 mark. Now they both play fairly similarly, but I'll explain what I mean by the fact they're slightly different. But as you see, that's the size, and you know, they're pretty similar in terms of size. But I think this does make a difference. The difference in the gap between the two. This is definitely more butterfly, and this is definitely a more angular. So if we just break it down and we just have a look at the Z01, the Z01 is a really nice yo-yo. It's bimetal. It definitely plays outside of its price range. For £39, I think it's a phenomenal yo-yo for that money. And actually, I think that, you know, I've played with quite a few other yo-yos, sort of some yo-yo factories and things like that. And actually, you know, you're getting a bimetal yo-yo for less than $40, or in the UK, probably less than, you know, £40, and around 35 in some places. And actually, you know, you're getting a really decent yo-yo for that. If we take it apart, obviously you've got the standard MagicYoyo bearings in there. Let's take the string off. And then you have the standard axle and the clear response pads. But it's a really nice yo-yo for the money. And I think, you know, you're getting a decent yo-yo for, you know, not a lot of money really. And then if we look at the Z02, the Chosen, I love the colour finish on this. It's really good looking yo-yo. The rims are obviously really similar to the Z01s, but obviously we're looking at that slightly different shape. And then if we take this one apart, it's a little stiffer. We take it apart, you've got the plastic bit around there, and then inside of that you've got the clear silicone ring and things. Obviously same standard size axle and bearing and what have you. But I love the finish on this, and to be honest, the colour was what got me. When they sent it to me, I was like, yep, that's the colour. And, you know, if I were to have a favourite, it probably would be this one. But it's a really nice yo-yo for what, $50. I think this would be hundreds if you buy any other manufacturer. And the fact that MagicYoyo can have a yo-yo with this type of finish, for, you know, $50 is a testament to that quality really. So let's have a little play with these yo-yos and see what's what. So this is the Z01, and if I'm being honest with you, the Z01 is my sort of mainstay yo-yo. It does everything I want it to do. It's really easy to do sort of flips, tricks. It has a nice long spin time, things like that. It's pretty quiet. You can hear that. It spins really nicely. It's nice and smooth. Now obviously that depends on your throw, but it's a really nice yo-yo. And if I'm being honest, it's a really good standard throw. And for what, $40, £35, something like that, it's a great yo-yo for the money. It's nice and smooth. You get it in a nice set of colours, and I think they've just released some more colours now. And it's a great yo-yo for that money. And if I'm being honest, this is probably my favourite yo-yo that I've got from MagicYoyo. I like the fact it's a little bit smaller. I love the shape. It feels nicer in the hands slightly, I think, than the Z01. It's more of a, I don't know, it's amazing because it's 1mm difference between the Z01 and the Z02. But that does seem to make quite a lot of difference. Unless it's the shape, maybe the shape is the bit that makes it seem a lot nicer to throw. And I say a lot nicer, it's not a lot nicer at all. They're really similar. But I think they both have their place in the MagicYoyo range, which is why I'm intrigued to know what the the Z03 is going to be like, because is it going to be similar to this, which I'm going to love, or is it going to be similar to the Z02, which I also love, but not quite as much as the Z01? I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling, but let's have a look at the Z02. And then we move over to the Z02. So the Z02 is this bad boy, and it is a premium yo-yo, I think. You're getting a lot of yo-yo for your money. And to be honest, as I said it before, you could be paying a lot more money, at least double, for a yo-yo of this caliber from somebody else. Even Yo-Yo Factory, and I think Yo-Yo Factory are really reasonable yo-yos too. You are getting a bimetal yo-yo for less than, what, $50. And I think it's a really nice smooth yo-yo. It makes tricks, you know, the fact it's got that longer spin time is great, and things, obviously that depends on your throw and things as well. But yeah, it's a great yo-yo for the money. Is it worth that extra? I don't know, to be honest. Is it worth? I mean, what's that? $11. You know, if you could pick up a MagicYoyo Z02 for 35 quid, then I'd say jump at it, because you're not going to get a yo-yo for that amount of money unless you go and buy maybe a seconds one, or one that, you know, has a sort of a bit of an issue with vibe or something like that. Occasionally you can get, sometimes you can get lucky with those, but you know, you're getting a good, decent premium rate yo-yo for not a lot of money. And actually they both perform well outside of their price range, I think. And I think that they're, you know, as I say, definitely good value for money. Answer to the question, which yo-yo is the best? I don't know. One minute I prefer the Z01, the next minute I prefer the Z02. All I know is that you're getting two quality yo-yos for the money. And if you only want to spend $39, get the Z01. And if you want to branch out a little bit, pay a little bit more, why not? Go for the Z02. To be honest, I love the fact that I have both, and I love changing between the two, because I think that once you start yo-yoing for a little while, you start to have your favourites, and I think sometimes you can get stuck in a bit of a rut in terms of what yo-yos you want to use all the time. And actually, sometimes I benefit from swapping a little bit. So one day I'll play with one day I'll play with the other, because it sort of keeps things a little bit fresh. And actually, I've had it before, and it makes no sense whatsoever, but I have it before where I can hit a trick with one yo-yo and I can't hit it with another, or I go for a spate and not be able to hit a trick at all, and then I try it with the other MagicYoyo Z01, for example, and I can hit it every time. So maybe that millimetre of difference or the shape is making a bit of difference, but all I know is that you're getting a lot of yo-yo for your money. So I hope that helps a bit. I don't think I answered any questions, but that's definitely the comparisons between the two different yo-yos. I wanted to do a yo-yo video like this for quite a while to put on my feed. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, as always, put them in the comments or whatever. Check me out on TikTok, check me out on Instagram if you like. I do this because I love it. I'm not getting paid or anything. Yeah, I'm sponsored by MagicYoyo, but they just send me the stuff and I talk about it and do tricks with it. That's all it is. Thanks for watching. Take care.